On the night of January 18, 2025, something unprecedented happened in the United States. TikTok, the wildly popular short-form video app, went dark. For millions of Americans, the endless scroll of dance crazes, comedy skits, and cooking tutorials had abruptly stopped. The blackout, lasting approximately 14 hours, sent shockwaves through the tech world and beyond, raising questions about online freedom, national security, and the power of big tech. Little did anyone know the drama was only just beginning. This wasn't a technical glitch or a routine outage, it was the result of a new law passed just days earlier, specifically designed to sever TikTok's ties with its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. The law, fueled by long-standing concerns over data security and potential Chinese government influence, had finally come into effect, triggering a chain of events that would play out in courtrooms, boardrooms, and even on the social media platform of the president-elect himself. For the millions of TikTok users accustomed to instant entertainment and connection, the blackout was a jarring experience. Creators wondered if their videos would ever be seen again. Businesses reliant on the platform for marketing scrambled for alternatives, and everyday users felt the strange pang of an app, so ingrained in their daily routines, suddenly gone silent. The blackout, though temporary, served as a stark reminder of the fragility of the digital world and the far-reaching impact of decisions made in the halls of power. The seeds of TikTok's blackout were sown months earlier in the chambers of the U.S. Congress. The debate was intense and multifaceted, touching on issues of national security, data privacy, and the influence of foreign technology on American soil. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle had grown increasingly wary of TikTok's Chinese ownership, expressing fears that the app's vast trove of user data could be accessed by the Chinese government. These concerns were amplified by the geopolitical tensions between the US and China, which had been escalating over trade, technology, and global influence. These concerns, while not entirely new, reached a fever pitch in the wake of several high-profile data breaches involving other Chinese tech companies. The specter of user data being exploited for espionage or other malicious purposes loomed large in the minds of many legislators. The result was a new law, fast-tracked through Congress and signed into law just days before the blackout. The speed and urgency with which the law was passed underscored the gravity of the perceived threat. The law, blunt in its language and sweeping in its scope, effectively banned TikTok from operating within the United States unless it completely separated itself from ByteDance. This drastic measure was seen as the only way to ensure that American user data would not be compromised. This meant finding an American buyer for its U.S. operations, a move that ByteDance had long resisted. The complexities of such a sale involving negotiations, valuations, and regulatory approvals added layers of difficulty to an already fraught situation. The law's passage sent shockwaves through the tech industry, signaling a new era of scrutiny for companies with ties to China. Tech executives and investors were left scrambling to reassess their strategies and partnerships in light of the new regulatory landscape. It also set in motion a ticking clock for TikTok, forcing the company to scramble for a solution or face a complete shutdown in its most lucrative market. The pressure was immense, with millions of users and billions of dollars at stake. The law had teeth too. Companies found to be aiding or abetting TikTok in violation of the ban faced hefty fines, potentially reaching billions of dollars. The financial and legal ramifications were designed to be a strong deterrent against any attempts to circumvent the ban. The law's passage and subsequent blackout thrust TikTok into the center of a geopolitical storm. Media coverage was relentless, with every development scrutinized and debated by pundits and analysts. It became a lightning rod for broader anxieties about China's growing technological prowess and the challenges of regulating global tech giants. Public opinion was sharply divided, with some viewing the law as a necessary step to protect national security, while others saw it as an overreach that stifled innovation and free enterprise. The stage was set for a high-stakes legal battle, with the fate of one of the world's most popular apps hanging in the balance. The outcome would have far-reaching implications, not just for TikTok, but for the entire tech industry and the future of digital privacy and security. As the TikTok blackout stretched into its 10th hour, the digital silence was palpable. Users across the nation were left in a state of limbo, their favorite app suddenly inaccessible. Then, an unexpected twist emerged from an all-too-familiar source: President-elect Trump's Truth Social account. The platform, known for its unfiltered and direct communication, became the stage for a dramatic announcement. In a characteristically bombastic post, Trump declared he was intervening to pause the TikTok ban, a move that caught many by surprise. This declaration granted the company a reprieve while its fate was being determined, offering a glimmer of hope to its millions of users. The move, seemingly out of step with his administration's previous hawkish stance on TikTok, sent shockwaves through the tech and political worlds. Analysts and commentators scrambled to make sense of this sudden shift. Trump's post didn't offer much in the way of legal justification. It was more of a bold proclamation than a carefully reasoned argument. It was a presidential decree in the digital age, a tweet heard round the world. The impact was immediate and widespread, but it had an immediate and tangible effect. The digital landscape began to shift almost instantly. Web hosting companies like Oracle and Akamai, which had reluctantly complied with the blackout order, quickly moved to restore TikTok's website and app functionality. Their swift action underscored the influence of Trump's words. Within hours, the familiar scroll of videos was back on screens across America. Users rejoiced as their beloved app came back to life. Trump's intervention, while celebrated by TikTok users, immediately drew fire from critics. The debate over the legality and appropriateness of his actions was fierce. Legal experts questioned the legality and enforceability of his actions, noting that he wasn't yet president and lacked the authority to unilaterally overrule a law passed by Congress. The legal community was abuzz with speculation and analysis. Some accused him of grandstanding, using the TikTok drama to distract from other, more pressing issues. The timing of his announcement raised eyebrows and fueled further controversy. Despite the legal uncertainties, Trump's digital decree had a real-world impact. The tech community and TikTok users alike felt the immediate effects of his intervention. It bought TikTok time, breathing life back into the app and giving its millions of users a temporary reprieve. The relief was palpable, but questions lingered. But the larger questions remained. Was Trump's intervention legal? Could it withstand the scrutiny of the courts and the public? Would it hold up under scrutiny? The legal battles were just beginning and the outcome was far from certain. And most importantly, what would be the ultimate fate of TikTok in the United States? The future of the app hung in the balance, with millions of users anxiously awaiting the next chapter in this unfolding drama. The restoration of TikTok's website and app functionality, while a significant development, didn't quite signal a return to normalcy. The digital landscape was still fraught with uncertainty and complications. While web hosting companies like Oracle and Akamai had heeded Trump's call to restore service, the gatekeepers of the mobile app world, Apple and Google, took a more cautious approach. They were not just dealing with technical issues but also navigating a complex web of legal and political challenges. Both companies, citing the legal uncertainties surrounding Trump's intervention and their own obligations to comply with U.S. law, opted to keep TikTok off their app stores. This decision was not made lightly, as it involved balancing user demand with regulatory compliance. This meant that while existing users could still access the app, new downloads were impossible. The app's growth was effectively stunted, and potential new users were left in the lurch. Updates, crucial for bug fixes and security enhancements, were also blocked. This left the app vulnerable to potential security risks and performance issues, further complicating the user experience, and perhaps most significantly for TikTok's bottom line, in-app purchases, a major source of revenue, were disabled. This financial hit was substantial, affecting not just TikTok but also the creators who relied on these transactions. The differing responses of web hosting companies and app stores highlighted the complexities of the situation. It was a multifaceted issue that required careful consideration from all parties involved. It wasn't as simple as flipping a switch to turn TikTok on or off. The process involved numerous stakeholders, each with their own set of priorities and concerns. Different players in the tech ecosystem had different legal obligations and risk tolerances. This created a patchwork of responses that made the situation even more convoluted, and the stakes were incredibly high, with billions of dollars in potential fines hanging over the heads of companies deemed to be violating the ban. The financial and reputational risks were enormous. For TikTok and its users, this meant a partial victory, a digital purgatory of sorts. The app was accessible but severely limited, creating a frustrating experience for many. The app was alive but not entirely well. It was a shadow of its former self, struggling to maintain its user base and functionality. It could function, but not at its full potential. Users were left with a compromised experience, unable to fully enjoy the app's features. And the clock was still ticking. The uncertainty loomed large, with everyone waiting for a definitive resolution. The legal battle raged on, and the ultimate fate of TikTok in the United States remained frustratingly uncertain. The outcome would have far-reaching implications for the tech industry and its users.